What's up, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. I'm your host here, Fareed. As a part of today's video, we're taking a look at Bitcoin as it's nearing a new all-time high, breaking out of the $70,000 range. In addition, we've seen bullish news with the adoptions of options trading for the biggest Bitcoin spot ETFs. Now, after that, we'll shift over into Cardano specific updates, highlighting a pretty big announcement that has just come from IOG signing an MOU with Globant, who's professionally adopted and who's worked with some of the biggest brand names that we know right now. On top of that, we've got LCX, who's now putting up a huge prize amount for anybody attending the upcoming Cardano Summit. And then we're going to jump into some updates surrounding Minswap, Iagon, World Mobile, and then a few other projects that I've also been building here in the growing ecosystem. If it's your first time stopping by, my name is Fareed. Again, make sure to smash that thumbs up on the way in. My goal is here to help you find your way around the growing crypto and Cardano ecosystem. If you appreciate that content, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to take your support a step further, consider delegating with the official Dapp Central stake pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. Without any further ado, let's take a look first and foremost at the Bitcoin charts here. And this is coming in from Rekt Capital, breaking down the fact that we have now crossed over into a pretty pivotal range here as we're just about to officially, I think, get a confirmation of a trend reversal. Now, if you've been keeping up with the space at all, you've known that over the course of the last 6 months, we've been chopping sideways, really just testing some highs, but constantly being rejected. And we now have price action above this downsloping trend line. So what we now have here is sort of the first break above this area. Now, we don't have any full confirmations just yet of a trend reversal. I think that will come once we're above $72,000 to $73,000, and we've actually beat or sort of pushed past the previous all-time high. But looking here, if we're able to begin to get more and more closing daily candles above this particular range, I think it's going to let me know that there's definitely accumulation and a lot of demand happening at that particular range, signaling that the worst may be behind us. Now, moving over, I want to quickly touch or talk about the Bitcoin spot ETFs officially getting SEC's approval for additional options trading. So obviously right now you can buy Bitcoin and ETH at spot prices, meaning that you can't use any additional leverage. So basically you can't borrow in order to sort of wind up your Bitcoin or Ethereum positions, but that's now officially changed beginning on the 18th of October. So it states here on the 18th, the SEC approved applications from the New York Stock Exchange, or the NYSE, and the Chicago Board Options Exchange, or CBOE, to list the long or highly anticipated options for Bitcoin. And again, the fact that this is being done through the spot ETFs. Now, this will make options trading available for 11 approved Bitcoin ETF providers. And then there's a little bit here talking about the consistent inflows and what that ultimately means, right? Which is higher prices for Bitcoin and crypto assets. Moving over, I want to quickly take a look and review some of the key metrics around the ETFs. We now have Grayscale over the last 2 days adding 600 plus Bitcoins. We've got iShares adding over 5,000 Bitcoins. And then we've got additional spot ETFs, as you guys can see, just sort of across the board, totaling around 4,060 Bitcoins. We've got 7,000 the day before, 6,000 the day before. And so as you guys can see, I mean, the past week, we've now started to see net inflows beginning to creep higher and higher. Now, what does that actually mean looking at the broader ecosystem here? Here we've got the open interest, basically the amount of people that are either long or short using leverage. And this is typically orange during market froth, or where Bitcoin is basically hitting brand new all-time highs, and we're seeing altcoins sort of following suit. So to see this entire board here completely in green lets me know that even though we're back at all-time high prices, or nearly all-time high prices, we're not seeing as much trading happening, especially with leverage traders who typically, again, would be in the market, especially once things begin to heat up. So this is, I think, another indicator that while Bitcoin is creeping back up towards its all-time high, we aren't seeing a lot of FOMO just yet, and we're not necessarily seeing retail. And of course, again, once we do begin to see retail, I think that's where we're going to begin to see a lot of profit taking. So as unfortunate as it is, that's really just sort of how the crypto cycle goes. For anybody who's sort of been here watching the space, they understand that. And of course, anybody who comes in at the very end typically ends up being used as exit liquidity. Looking at some of the liquidity heat maps here, and if you guys appreciate content like this, let me know. I'll definitely make sure to provide more of it. I'll just quickly get myself out of the way there. But we have a ton of liquidity that will definitely be liquidated once we're able to pass around this $72,000 to $73,000 level. Now, what does this actually mean? Well, it seems like a lot of people took some shorts here when the market was basically overheated at around $73,000. Over the course of the past couple of months, if they've kept those short positions opened, they would have had the opportunity to make some pretty decent gains again, given the fact that we've gone from $73,000 all the way down to about $50,000 or $51,000. Now, what's going to happen for anybody that doesn't close their short positions is that they'll be risking getting liquidated. And so once we're able to get the bulls back in charge here and we're able to break past that $72,000 to $73,000 range, in my opinion, we're going to see a massive short squeeze with a lot of shorts or a lot of short positions having to close or being forced to be liquidated. Again, we've got an additional heat map here breaking down the fact that there's a lot of overhead liquidity here and not necessarily too much below us. But we definitely have these two big points here at 72,000 and then at around 70,000. So definitely keep an eye out on that. Bitcoin definitely likes to make those liquidity grabs where we see, price action moving towards where a lot of people could potentially be liquidated. All right, moving over, there is a nice little post here, and this is on the macro side of things. This is coming in from the official MoonPay account stating, breaking news, Venmo's 60 million users, right, can now go ahead and buy crypto using MoonPay in the US. And so what's amazing here is that I've actually tried using MoonPay in times past, literally about a month ago, and was not able to because I live in the US. But it looks like that particular restriction has now been lifted. So I'll definitely be giving this another shot. But we've talked about the fact that PayPal has onboarded crypto adoption. We're now seeing MoonPay also doing the same, through Venmo. And I think this is just really the beginning of sort of the last leg of the bull run, where we're seeing a lot of traditional or Web 2, right, platforms now onboarding or giving access to people to quickly and easily purchase crypto and Bitcoin. That will wrap it up there for the macro news bits. If you, again, appreciate updates like those, let me know down below. I'll make sure to provide more of that content here as the market heats back up. But that said, let's jump into updates surrounding Cardano, kicking things off with IOG. So we've got the team right now down on the ground at the Tech Forum in Argentina, where we have Javier Milei sitting right next to Charles Hoskinson. If you aren't already following the official IOG YouTube channel, I highly recommend you go ahead and do so. They've been live streaming over the course of the last 2 to 3 days, breaking down all of the recent engagements and just interactions that Charles and the entire IOG team have had out there in, I think it's Buenos Aires. So check out this particular video here. It's about 30 to 40 minutes long. Charles breaking down and always just providing so much value like he always does. And then moving over here, if you've missed it, he did have the opening keynote speech taking place in Argentina. So again, head over to the official IOG YouTube channel. You can get all of this wonderful information. You can hear him addressing the people there and talking about the potential opportunities that lie, not just from Cardano, but just from general crypto adoption. And a lot of these countries which have basically been held back, right, by the broken fiat system. Now, last but not least here, major breaking news. We have IOG signing an MOU or a memorandum of understanding, essentially an agreement, right, or a partnership with Globant to explore new possibilities at the intersection of blockchain and AI. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Globant has worked with big American brand names, for example, like American Express, who does credit cards. They work with Dell, EA, Google, Nissan, Ubisoft, Walmart, just to name a few. In addition, we've also seen this particular team, the Globant team, partnering up with the same team from Paima Studios. So they're building a gaming platform or a gaming engine, and they've onboarded Globant in order to help them gain or reach mass adoption. So that will do it there for updates coming in from Charles. Super excited about what's going to be released over the course of the next coming days. Again, make sure to go ahead and keep up with IOG on Twitter and on YouTube. Next, we've got news coming in from the LCX exchange listing their first ever Cardano native asset through NMKR. So shout out to Patrick and that particular team, NMaker being one of the biggest NFT minting platforms here in the ecosystem, being adopted and being listed on LCX. Now, what's amazing is the fact that LCX will actually be joining the Cardano Summit taking place in Dubai. over the course of the next, 4 to 5 days. Now, they're actually judging the battle of the builders. And what's impressive here is the amount that they're putting up for prize value. So whoever comes in at number 1 gets a total value of $125,000. Now that's $10,000 paid in ADA. We have a free centralized exchange listing on LCX, of course. We have 12 months of professional market making services, an opportunity to host a token sale on their launchpad, in addition to comprehensive marketing support packaging or a package, and then 3 mentorship sessions with their CEO and founder, and then an invitation to their prestigious annual WEF nightcap. Now, of course, again, with second place and third place, you get access to a lot of the same things, just smaller numbers. But this is exactly what you want to see. Now, we also have Binance who will be attending the Cardano Summit. I'm not sure if they're going to be putting up this much for the community, but it's really awesome to see an exchange, beginning to understand the importance of listing Cardano native assets and the fact that they're willing to do so and rewarding all the builders here participating for that Battle of the Builders event. Now, in closing, again, they've released this nice little clip breaking down the fact that they're just going to be down there, boots on the ground. I'm going to hopefully aim to meet up with a member representing this particular exchange. And if I'm not able to meet them at the actual summit, I'll aim to get them on for an online or virtual interview following my return from the summit. That will do it there for updates surrounding the LCX exchange. Next, we've got 2 nice bits of news coming in from the official Minswap team. First, we now have the ability to use MetaMask in order to trade directly from the Minswap DEX, Cardano's biggest DEX as it stands. And if you're not aware, this is done or capable through the NuFi Snap integration. So NuFi released some news not too long ago about the fact that through their Snap integration, you can create a NuFi wallet, which they're already multi-chain, but through the NuFi wallet, you can now go ahead and actually connect to Cardano-based applications. And if you have a ETH or a MetaMask wallet, through NuFi, there's a connection that's able to be established, which allows for the ETH MetaMask wallet to be able to, through the NuFi Snap plugin, connect or talk to Cardano-based protocols. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense there. I know it's a lot to sort of conceptualize. I've covered this in other videos, which is why I'm sort of kind of breezing through it. But this is all being able to be done or facilitated because of NuFi. So shout out to that, and shout out to anybody who's actually tried this platform or tried this plugin. Hopefully you guys have not had any issues. Moving over in continuation of updates coming in here from NuFi, or from Minswap, excuse me. We now have their brand new order baskets, which basically allow for you to combine multiple orders into one single transaction, saving you time and fees. So if you've ever been on a DEX and you're like, hey, I want to make 4 or 5 different swaps, but I don't want to necessarily have to pay, individual batch or fees, which will theoretically add up over time, especially after the brand new Cardano node version, which has actually increased some of those fees. It's probably going to be wise for you to go ahead and tap into this brand new order basket feature. So again, if you have 5 or 10 different orders that you're going to want to be placing, you can go ahead and basically set them all up, basically queuing them all up, and then you can execute them all at once, only paying one batch or fee, or only paying fees as if you're making one single trade as opposed to the whole batch. All right, moving over, we've got updates coming in from the official Iagon team. I've mentioned this in updates past, but if you've missed it, Iagon's taking a new approach, basically diving into private distributed cloud services for enterprise level adoption. Now, what I love about this here is that they're sort of following in the footsteps of what appears to be the Cardano Foundation, in the sense that they're targeting enterprise adoption instead of targeting retail users. Now, their existing storage platform does more or less focus or target retail users, but with this particular plan here, this appears to just solely be for big enterprise companies. Now, on the back of that, we've seen Iagon announcing the fact that they're now working with SecureWorks in order to go ahead and actually get an audit for what appears to be sort of the next step of their growth, or the next step of their maturity process. And so that said, what's interesting here as well is the fact that I have seen this particular proposal released by the Iagon team. I'm not 100% sure just yet if this actually ties straight back to that enterprise bit of adoption there that they're looking to get, but it does break down the fact that they are in need of security audits for enterprise level adoption. Now, in closing here, we've got the Cyclone QS, which allows for you to quickly and easily operate a Iagon node without necessarily having to buy other hardware. And so this is a one-stop shop bit of hardware that you can customize. You can add as much memory as you want. Things are hot swappable, or you can swap the amount of memory that it can actually hold. And then you've got a nice couple of different ports that you can actually use in case you want to connect anything else to it. What I believe you can also do with this is actually operate a Cardano node. So it's a multi-purpose tool, right? That allows for you to not only support Iagon, but also support the growing Cardano network. Okay, that will do it there for updates about Iagon. Next, we'll briefly highlight the World Mobile project. Now, we've discussed the fact that their token migration portal opened up about 2 weeks ago. It's crazy how quickly time flies. As it stands, there's actually only 2 days left. So if you have not already migrated your tokens, you do need to do that before the 21st of October at 11 UTC. Please, guys, make sure to go ahead and do that. And if you have any issues, check out the official FAQ released by this particular team, or make sure to jump into their Discord and ask for any assistance. That will do it there for updates surrounding World Mobile. Now, jumping into the last bit here, I want to briefly highlight the fact that we've got some miscellaneous updates, kicking things off with the Tokyo Wallet releasing their Android beta application. So if you're using Android, or if you have access to the Android App Store, you can now go ahead and download the Tokyo Pay wallet. You can quickly recover or create a brand new wallet and get access to all of their features, which include the ability to review your NFTs. I believe they also have handle support. They've also even integrated Dex Hunter and integrated the ability to connect to multiple different dApps right within their actual application. Moving over, we have the collateralization hub, which is being worked on by the Nuvula team, as well as the Addtl team, which we'll be able to see at the upcoming Cardano Summit. So I'll be reaching out to Cash and as well as Raul from Nuvula to get an update from the both of them about where things stand with respect to the collateralization hub. Next, we've got the Bodega marketplace, or the Bodega price prediction market, which will be launching on November 1st on the mainnet. This particular project has come out of nowhere. They were literally just announcing the fact that they've just come on the scene and that they're about to be releasing a testnet. And we've already seen a mainnet announcement. So very bullish here. This is exactly what you want to see, especially from newcomers into the ecosystem. In closing here, we have the official listing of USDM now being done and confirmed on DeFi Llama. So if you want to find out about how much stablecoins or how much of the USDM stablecoin is currently available, not only can you check it out on the Charlie 3 website, but you can now head over to the official DeFi Llama website in order to get those values. That will do it there for today's update. A pretty big one there, but hopefully something that you were able to gain information from. If you did appreciate and find value in this type of content, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up if it's your first time stopping by and you want more content like this, breaking down Bitcoin in the markets in Cardano, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.